if you wanna go ahead, you're free to do whatever. I'm chilling in my bed, minding my biz, so mind your own biz. Whatever life gives, we gon' flow with. I said, hey, 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 fueling the fire with a burning desire. Every day we're inspired, but it never expires. But I'm just chilling today, so let me rock the world tomorrow, alright?
Designed to unwind any types of rides. Yeah, I'm down. Sit back and relax to the sound that goes round and round and round and round. She said, hey, 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 fueling the fire with a burning desire. Every day we're inspired, but it never expires. But we gon' chill today. Let me rock the world tomorrow. Yeah.
While I put you in a trance, let's party, put that boogie in your body. Work that body, make sure you don't hurt nobody. I said hey, 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 fueling the fire with a burning desire. Yeah, get up off of that thing, dance and shake and let's swing. Come on girl, let me rock that world.
Jamming.
Yeah.
Y'all ready for this? Will you watch your step? I hate this.
According to this old transit map, there should be an entrance anywhere along here somewhere.
Not getting anything yet.
Hello?
Hey! Hello?
Winston.
fair to call my clients frauds. Because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me. Thank you.
Very good, Louis. Short but pointless.
All right. This is a very special Dwelling of Duels. I'm your host, Evil Sonic. With me tonight are two very special guests. We've got Carrie up there. We've got Ian over there. Together they make up Buy Score. What is Buy Score?
It's high score, but
buy.
a little gay.
Halfway there.
So, yeah, that's about it.
We're Carrie and Ian's bi-coastal goblin brigade that makes music the score too, also known as Buy Score.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the buy is because it's bi-coastal.
Yes.
I
It was
was
at one
terribly
point.
worried that it was some sort of...
That's the answer you tell your grandparents who don't understand what bisexuality is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, joke's on you because my grandparents are dead.
Well then, hey, good for somebody.
I liked my grandparents. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry. My grandparents are also dead. I wonder if our dead grandparents are friends in heaven.
I wonder if we have the same dead grandparents.
You know, I look at you and I look at me and I just go, it's possible.
Anything's possible.
Wasn't that Eric Clapton song? Something D.O.D.
No, that was
Shared
cocaine.
grandparents in heaven.
That was about cocaine.
Cocaine, that's it.
Yeah. Brian Stewart. What a point to arrive. Well, thanks everybody for being here. I guess we're
didn't
gonna
prepare anything.
We're all adults. It's a Saturday evening, and we did an album. Album came out last month. We're gonna listen to that album, and then we're also gonna listen to the game OST that we did at the same time we were doing a 15-track album. So, yeah.
I can be a slightly better host than what I'm being right now. That's actually
I can also
possible.
be a better guest. So that's...
My name's Evil Sonic. This is Dwelling of Duels channel. DoD is a monthly video game music remix competition. Tonight we have a very special album release with two super duper prominent duellers and duelers, Carrie and Ian, who are in the band Buy Score. They have had their album release. It's a 15-track album on the streamer. Is it a 19-track album on the CD?
It's 19 on the CD and it's
Yeah.
15 on the stream.
Yeah.
And
it should be hitting streaming services presumably soon.
Presumably soon.
We like to presume.
Every track got licensed except Golden Sun, but that's because they got denied right on the same day that Nintendo made it licensable.
Yeah, so it wasn't licensable, and then it became licensable as we were trying to license it. So
Do better, Nintendo.
We just gotta push it through.
Yeah, we're just waiting on them to approve it now.
Yeah.
If you can't just take Nintendo properties and put them on products that you sell
No.
and see a profit, what is the point?
I don't know.
My uncle works at Nintendo and he said I had to license the song.
Tell your uncle a fuck. So in addition to the Buy Score album out in front, we also, you mentioned there's the OST. I'm going to butcher it if I try to pronounce it. Is it Toho?
Toho.
No, Tahoe is right, yeah.
So
It is not right. It's Toho.
The exact
Toho Farming
opposite of what I was gonna say.
Mino Rico's Homestead Harvest.
Tau How
Available
framing.
now in early access on Steam. You can buy it right now. It costs $12.
And so if people here are joining us, they will be hearing out in front, they will be hearing the Tau How framing OST. It is Toho farming. I can say things correctly. I play video games, but I keep the sound off, so obviously I can't hear how it's pronounced. Nope. Should I say nope? Maybe I don't have to pronounce that
Toho's been
right.
around for a long time, but we'll talk more about Toho once we get to that part of the show.
It's like NBC reruns. If you haven't seen it, it's new to you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, exactly.
So in addition to music, we're going to have fun chats and friend time. Mm-hmm. Ian,
Fun Chats and Friend Time is actually the name of our upcoming album.
Ian, that's a really nice shirt you have.
Oh, thank you. You mean the Dwelling of Duels shirt I got on the Dwelling of Duels threadless? It's pretty incredible. It fits great.
That's so cool. It's much nicer than my Dwelling of Duels Redbubble shirt. Not that it's a competition. I should really get some of those threadless shirts. But we're not actually here to plug DoD Threadless. We are here to talk about BuyScore, so I do not want to lose sight of that. Wow, it's BuyScore. You sure have been busy. Do you have any more general chit-chat before the intro to the album?
No, I guess I just want to say, thank you to those who have purchased the album already. It is available on our Bandcamp exclusively at the moment. It'll be on streaming as soon as we finish the licensing process, which has been kind of a drag. But it's just $10 for the full digital album, or $15 if you want the CD, and we'll send you some other goodies if you get a CD too. We always include extra stuff in the packages on those.
Like ramen?
No,
like pins and stickers and
okay, that makes a lot more
knickknacks.
sense.
Yeah.
And also for our overseas customers, your packages will be arriving. It has been a political climate.
Yeah. It
That
has sure
is
been
exactly
a political
the way we can describe
climate
it.
for
It has been a
international
climate.
shipping.
You are not forgotten about, and you are loved.
Yeah, we're gonna take some time probably tomorrow and finally get those packed up. I've got some other packages I gotta ship anyway, so we're gonna get those. Did you hire Cherno to handle the mathematics of the album release? Yes, which is why it's not done yet. But hey, you're here now. Album is out. Go to our Bandcamp, and I guess we can head into our first listening block. We're gonna do them 5 songs at a time, because it's 15, and that's a nice, neat little breakdown. So respect the Circle 9.
I just had a crazy ass idea.
Yes.
What if this is probably fucking crazy? What if we put a link to that Bandcamp?
Oh.
Is
If I
that
did-
is
if I
that
did
that
one of these-
forward?
Fucking wild.
If I did one of those, yeah,
Yo.
we'll do that.
If can I pin that? Just like
What?
Yeah. Here you go.
Buy score pizza.
I really hope that we didn't break any rules
No.
by doing that.
No. Pretty
It's
sure
pinned.
we set the rules.
Yeah.
So
It was Outback Steakhouse's advertisement that said no rules, just right.
yeah,
And this is
exactly.
very correct.
Well, I think we can head straight into this first listening block, and we can talk more about the origins of many of our tracks as DoD entries once we're back from those. But we've been yapping long enough, I think.
No, I think we could do another 20.
No, this isn't an Ian Cowell release. This is a buy score release.
Oh,
Keep it tight.
We have
We're
so much music to
professional
listen to. So much to listen to.
you should have picked somebody who didn't have X number of beers already. This is the Buy Score Out in Front album release party. Keep it right here because this is Out in Front. Front.
Front.
emeralds. Negative forces aren't the only way to empower the Chaos Emeralds. Our positive feelings toward each other can make them work. So what do you say, Sonic? Let's find the Chaos Emeralds before Eggman does. Ready, Sonic?
Let's get busy!
Here I come!
Don't worry, Pally.
glad I found you. We're together again at last, huh?
I now see my true enemy. He waits for me in the void, wielding powers I cannot imagine. I go to face him, having renounced everything. My humanity, my identity, the man I love. But I will not face this enemy alone. I am the Swarm. Once again, I stand atop the broken bodies of my enemies. Victorious, but not unscarred. The Earthborn Directorate has been destroyed, and the Overmind lies dead and trampled beneath the ashes of Char. As for my unlikely allies, I think that I shall allow them a reprieve, for in time I will seek to test their resolve and their strengths. They will all be mine in the end, for I am the Queen of Blades. None shall ever dispute my rule again.
This is the Dwelling of Duels presents Buy Scores Out in Front album release party. Apparently that's what we're calling it.
Sure.
Up over here we got Carrie. Up over there we got Ian. We got by score.
Biscore for our Italian brethren.
Biscore. Yeah. Como se dice biscore?
Biscore.
So, we just heard a few tracks. Correct me if I'm wrong. Those sounded a little familiar. I think I've heard those before.
Yeah. So all of those were initially DoD entries. Go-Go Style remains the highest scoring by score arrangement. That placed 7th on Mystery Month last year. And that featured Kev Ragone on drums. And then we had Moon Mountain, which was a free month entry last year. That placed 19th. We had Under the Rotting Pizza, which actually goes back to 2023. That's how long we've been sitting on that before we had the opportunity to put it on an album. That was another 19th.
I want to say, we listened to that one in our car outside of the Shark Tank about to go to a Caps game.
Yeah, we were going to see the Caps play the Sharks, and we were like listening to the LP in the parking lot before we went in because we wanted to see what people were going to say about the track, and we were pretty happy with that.
Yeah. They said to add more percussion, and they were right. And then I heard other tracks, I'm like, oh, that sounds like Elbow. Oh, that sounds like Pud.
Emerald Coast, that was for Smash Month, late last year. That placed 24th out of 28th, and I'm still flabbergasted by that because I'm really happy with that arrangement and our overall production. That was another one that Kev was also on that track with us, and that was just...
What's up, dude?
That was a lot of fun.
Come here, Chunky.
And then Terran 1 was for Catajun Month earlier this year.
I know that guy.
Yeah, that guy. That placed 34th out of 36 because we picked... Here's the thing about that. So that was a situation where we have done as like missions for charity raffles in certain other parts of this community, namely the VGM vinyl collecting community. We have done in the past basically like a pick a cover thing. So it's like basically the person can request us to do a specific song if they win. And I always love doing things for charity. I've done many charity albums in the past, and I'll be doing one more in the future with Game Grooves. But this was for like the Trevor Project or something like that. And my friend Dennis won, and he picked Terran 1, and that was a situation where like I played a lot of StarCraft as a kid. I had a friend who lived 3 houses down from me who had like a much better computer than my family had at the time. So that's how like I would go over his house, and we would like, they also had like a second phone line just for the internet. My parents refused to pay for the second phone line. So they had a second phone line for dedicated internet access so that the phone would still ring when we were on AOL. But we would take turns playing on StarCraft on Battle.net. I don't think either of us were particularly good, but we had fun. And that friend is also how I was exposed to such games as Jet Moto and Metal Gear Solid and Final Fantasy VIII, and most importantly, Lego Island. So it was a good opportunity for us to kind of, for me really, to kind of go back to that part of my like personal gaming history, because I do have very fond memories of StarCraft. We also, speaking of Terran 1, we also finally put out the video for that today, so please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe if you're not already subscribed.
Ooh,
but yeah,
YouTube, is there some kind of a link?
Yeah, I can do that. We'll do that right now.
I don't know if I can pin that without losing the Bandcamp pin up there.
It's fine. We'll leave the Bandcamp one because that's the one that makes us money. But yeah, all 5 of these were DoD entries, tracks in the upcoming block. There are 2 in the next block, and then 2 in the final block that were also initially DoD appearances. So But this one in particular, all of the tracks were DoD entries, and all of them were mains. So yeah.
Don't mind me, I'm just navigating the pins. I repinned the Bandcamp because the YouTube did supersede that.
Okay, thank you.
So I know you both have submitted to Dwelling of Duels together, individually. Carrie, how did you hear about Dwelling of Duels?
Through Ian, but also through
Wait, Ian Cowell or
Ian Cowell? Yes, there are
Yeah,
many Ians available, but yes, Ian Cowell was the one to finally get me to actually enter, because before I was in Ian's house, I lived in the Baltimore area, so it was really like Darmok and Kadajun who were kind of haranguing me about joining DoD for several months before I finally did, when Ian was like, no, like, let's do a track, let's do this for DoD.
Yeah, gotta do it.
So yeah.
I think the best part about joining DoD, and I think Mike Evil Sonic here would agree, is that you get the privilege of, and you don't have to enter DoD to get a DoD shirt.
That's true.
But it feels even better if you've entered, and I'm sure pretty much everyone in chat has, or has been in other DoD chats. Fits great, looks great. Mike, it looks good on you too.
Thank you. I, since the last break, ordered one from Threadless, because you may remember 30 minutes ago or so I was saying this Redbubble shirt, it just won't do. And so this Threadless shirt came. I gotta say though, this red is a little bit too dark. Doesn't it look a little too dark? I think I'm gonna have to pull it from the store and replace it with a different one.
If anything, it just shows how much time you've spent in the community, that the red is a little less vibrant, you know, just because it's been so much, so many years and so much dirt, you know, on there, from your blood, sweat, and tears.
You sound senile right now. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Look, I'm always sounding senile, Mike. Anyone who's heard me on a stream, nothing I'm saying makes any sense.
Well, I'm gonna continue drinking coffee from this 15-ounce coffee mug.
The DoD mug has a very vibrant red.
It is very vibrant. I should really.
You can also get on the Threadless.
I should get a shirt that has a red like this. Maybe the next time you see me. Who knows? So this is the By Score Out in Front album release on the Dwelling of Duels Twitch stream. And here at the Dwelling of Duels Twitch stream, we know not to mute Fubar for the break and then forget to unmute it for that copious minute. So
hey, what's up, or copious minute?
Keep it right here for By Score. It's really weird with two syllables. Bisexual scores. That doesn't work either.
That doesn't work either.
Anything before we go to our next block? The rock
Lots
block?
of fun
Stay for the alts.
Yes,
stay for the alts.
Oh, wow, that actually works.
Because today,
there
is an alts break, and it is going to be our contributions to Toho Farming, Minariko's Homestead Harvest. Available now in early access on Steam.
Keep it right here for Out in Front and Toho Farming. Farming.
Arming.
You a good cop? Hot shot? Sure you are. Why, you gotta be some kind of great cop. Come in here all by yourself. You dumbass.
Signs on your asses, and my foot's looking for a room. See how it feels, dumbass?
Just give me my fucking phone call.
How'd you like to own a little bit of my foot in your ass? If I were a younger, more flexible man, I'd shove my foot up my own ass.
Cops don't like me, so I don't like cops.
Yes! Squirtle! Squirtle, Squirtle.
Get that transition going.
All right.
This is the Dwelling of Duels listening party for the By Score album release of Out in Front. I'm your host, Evil Sonic. With me tonight, our By Score, Carrie, Ian.
Yep.
Both parts of the score. Both scoring.
The duality of scoring.
the dichotomy of scores. Nice shirt, Ian.
Well, Mike, hey, I was gonna say, Mike, nice shirt. You look muscular, taller.
It's
you got a tan. I don't know what's going on, but the red in that beautiful,
very vibrant
Dwelling of Duels threadless T-shirt is so vibrant.
It just pops. But I feel like I'm a little chilly. Like my arm, the shorts. Like this is good for the summer, but it's, I'm in Massachusetts.
Where you're at.
Yeah. The leaves are
chilly.
turning. People come in droves to do leaf peeping.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They are almost as excited about leaf peeping as they are about By Score's new album, Out in Front.
Mike, let me tell you, people usually do come in droves when they're peeping. Especially when they're peeping these fresh new shirts and possibly other things you're alluding to.
Yeah.
As well as our new album, out now on Bandcamp.
Yeah, let's talk. I know I've been plugging the Threadless a bunch, and I'm kind of sick of how much I'm talking about it.
On that listening block, I actually ordered a couple shirts for myself.
It works!
Advertising is effective.
Yes.
If I
Meet
just
people
keep
where they
nagging everyone, and it'll happen.
Order your fucking shirts.
Tonight we're here jamming out and listening to By Score. I've heard some of the tracks we just heard were a little familiar.
Yes.
Some of them.
3 of them would be familiar.
Yeah.
2 of them would not be if you only ever hear us on DoD. But yes, Genius of PK Love started as a free month entry that was initially called Walking, Rolling, Rockin' from February 2024 free month. And that required me to re-record pretty much all of my vocals for that, because when I first recorded it for DoD, I think I was like coming off of a cold that I had caught during MagFest, and I just like didn't have it, so we had to re-record a lot of the vocals and kind of punch up the mix a bit. But that one's fun. And then RoboCop was actually our very first DoD entry.
Sure was.
And that was from 20th anniversary month, and then Pokemon Snap was from Hell month. Some of these only ever got like kind of slight tweaks from their initial versions, but Pokemon Snap had a major overhaul. That was another Kev Ragone appearance on the percussion, and he really breathed so much life into that, especially the third kind of section of that, which is the Professor Oak's lab section, where he kind of made it like danceable, basically, which kind of rips. And then for a myriad of reasons I won't get into here, I wanted to replace the original sax part on that with my buddy Jacob Deven, who I used to play with in Quicksave when I was in Baltimore, and then he's also a member of the illustrious Steel Samurai. But Jacob's one of my best friends. He's been one of my best friends for years, and I really wanted a solid excuse to feature him on a By Score track, and that was the only track on the album that had a sax part. So we put him on the sax part, and that was a lot of fun.
And also, big shout out to Jacob, one, for just being an amazing human and amazing sax player, and but also gifting us a Mega Synthesis synthesizer, which we used on the soundtrack to Toho Farming and Minariko's Homestead Harvest, which we will listen to in the alts block.
Yes.
I do love staying for the alts.
Yeah, and then other than that, we had, on this past block, we had That's a Big Stick, which was another Hylix 2 tune, except this time we actually featured on a guy who has become a very good friend to both of us, Chuck Salamone, who was the composer on Hylix. So to do a cover of Chuck's song with Chuck was a really unique opportunity. And then we also had the Korok Forest piece. So that was one that we had initially done as part of a Game Grooves I guess it was for the VGMCon album jam
It was,
a couple
yeah.
years ago. Yeah. So we did that, and for the sake of an album jam, which was just like slamming something together over the course of like 2 days, I was pretty happy with it. And so like the original version of that still lives on our YouTube, and that featured Cheryl Carr on flute, but it also featured Andrew Gossett on drums. And Andrew's a fabulous percussion guy, but I wanted more percussion. And fortunately, Kev is a guy where if I send him a track and go, hey, can you just like go off on this?
Yeah.
He'll go off on it in some really unique ways. And so he added all of like the pitched percussion and, just additional vibes to that piece to make it, I think someone had said it sounded almost like acid jazzy in chat. And so he was really the one responsible for giving it that vibe. And then the flutes on that, we had Cheryl come back, and then we also had our friend Riley Zielinski. Cheryl and Riley are two of my friends from my time in the Baltimore Gamer Symphony Orchestra. And so to have them both on this track for the album version it was a lot of fun for me. I like to feature my homies, basically. And Cheryl and Riley are both obscenely talented flute players. So Cheryl was on your standard flute, and then Riley actually played their part on alto flute. So it gave it kind of a different depth to those flute parts that was not there on the original version, just because of the different timbre of an alto flute. So yeah, this next block I think has most of like the new stuff on it. Yeah, it's been fun so far. Thank you for being here, everybody.
I'm very excited.
It's palpable.
It's pronounced Palpatine.
You're
Palpatine.
Right. Emperor Palpable.
Well, neither of you are going to mention it, so I will. This is a different drinking vessel than before.
Oh my god, it did get longer. How did that happen?
What got longer?
Got taller.
Yeah, no,
the
this
vessel.
so this is actually not available because it is a travel mug that sucks.
Oh.
If you have the lid on it and the little flappy guys open, the nub hits you in the nose. So I said, fuck that. I don't want anyone to make the same mistake I did. And I mean, it's serviceable. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good for a rum.
But
and
it's
coke.
not something. It's not something you wanted to
Rob.
like
Skill
sell.
issue.
Rob, I know you.
Old knob nose.
Well, we've got 5 more tracks to listen to.
Not just 5 more tracks.
5 more tracks off the album.
Yeah, and then
we have a whole OST to listen
Yeah.
to.
You guys still have an entire Out in Front's worth of music to listen to. And we're 2/3 through Out in Front.
Yeah. So think about that.
Some Steiner math for you.
The fuck? I don't know what
I'm
that
a freak of
means.
nature.
This is Dwelling of Duels presents the Buy Score Out in Front album release party.
Artie.
Keep it right here for Smoochin', Snakin', Jenna, Fallin', Hopin'.
Sure.
Whatever that means.
Duels.
Duels.
All right. This is a very duely duel album release party for Buy Scores out in the front. No, it's out in front.
Out in front.
I added the...
Uh-huh.
I took it from Facebook. They dropped the... I picked it up. I put it in here.
Put it in here. All right.
Biscore, out in the front.
It's a biscore. It's an almond biscore.
I apologize to Chuck Solomon in advance. And Kendra
Chuck and Kev, yeah.
I don't apologize.
That's...
Of course not, you're Irish.
Yeah. That's fucking great.
You masshole.
I mean, I'm from New Jersey, but, you know, whichever.
Oh, I think best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It's okay, so it's my mom's side.
I mean, I was born in Brooklyn, but this isn't about
Hoboken,
me.
baby.
Don't talk to me about Hoboken. Hoboken is not a thing we talk about. And yes, I just invented a new pronunciation of Hoboken. We're here to talk about...
I was sitting here thinking, did I say it wrong my whole life? Oh, man.
We're here to talk about Buy Score. You just heard Out in
The
Front,
album.
which is available on Bandcamp. If you buy the physical CD, you'll hear those 15 tracks and 4 more.
4 more, yeah. So the bonus tracks that we reserved for the CD are a Talking Heads cover of Psycho Killer, which we released as a Halloween cover last year. Sultana Dreaming from Final Fantasy XIV. National Park from Pokemon Gold, Silver, Crystal, and Butterfly, the opening to the original Digimon adventure. Yeah. Thanks for hanging, guys. We got a lot more music, though. But before we get into the more music, I want to talk about everybody on the album who made the album possible, because we had a whole lot of collaborators across this album. First of all, I gotta shout out my boy Patricio, Mr. Pokerus Project, for doing our album art, which you've seen scrolling in the background all evening. If you're actually watching the stream, of course.
I want to point out,
of course, you wouldn't see it.
I made a special point of picking which camera was where, so that
we are in our appropriate place.
Yeah, and I'm gonna need you both to do like the finger gun. Yeah, you gotta...
It's hard to actually do that, like, behind the back.
If Patricio can draw it, you can do it.
That's not how
usually
it
how it works.
I don't know
if
about
I've
that.
learned anything from animation, it's that it's based on, you know...
Yeah.
You can't draw things that don't exist. That's just not allowed.
I don't know about that, but regardless...
Agree to disagree.
Couple things worth noting about this artwork. One, if it looks vaguely familiar to you, there's a reason. That's because it's a send-up of the cover of the White Stripes album, Get Behind Me, Satan. This is not the first time that I have had a band do a send-up of a White Stripes cover, and it will not be the last. It cannot be stopped. I will continue to do this until I run out of them. But the other thing that I thought was funny is that Patricio has us both wearing other shirts that he has designed.
That part's a great detail.
I was looking at that earlier today, and I was like, I couldn't.
It's almost like he had the files.
But
yeah, so I'm wearing a Pokerus Project shirt that I own and have worn many times, and then Ian is wearing a Premium Vintage shirt, which is great, because I'm here to absolutely promote my other bands where I can. But, yeah.
We wore this outfit, actually, during a photo shoot at a show we played in Seattle.
Yeah, so, I don't think I was wearing the Pokerus Project shirt, but yeah, otherwise these outfits are based on, like, our press photos that, our buddy Ro Panaganti took of us when we were up in Seattle. Yeah, just to give a quick rundown of the album and who worked on which tracks with us. Go-Go Style featured Kev Ragone, as did Emerald Coast. That's a Big Stick featured Chuck Salamone as well as Andy Wade on drums. Andy is not really known in VGM because I'm the only person he works with on VGM because I know him from my now former day job where he and I both worked in the marketing department. Andy was also on Genius of PK Love and RoboCop. Korok Forest featured Kev and then Cheryl Carr and Riley Zielinski. Into the Valley, the Pokemon Snap medley had Kev and Jacob Deven. Smooch had one Mr. Angry Polar Bear, and then our buddy Kiana. And then Snake Man had Dom Palambi on drums. Jenna's Theme had Tuck on synth, and then Yusuf Killebrew on drums. A Long Fall had my Premium Vintage bandmate Angel Hernandez on drums. I basically collected like an infinity gauntlet of drummers over the course of this album, which was great. And then the final album, main album track, Hope, which is from Umi Neko, had our bestie Lacey Johnson on piano. The bonus tracks also feature V-Ron Media, Xander Plute, Angry Polar Bear, and Kiana Sun on those as well. So thank you very much to everybody who has worked with us over the last couple of years and made this album possible, because there's a lot of this that we would never have been able to do ourselves.
No, not at all.
But we're very lucky to have such good friends across the community. So
I can't help but notice you never asked me to play drums.
You play drums?
No.
The problem is, Mike, is that you're so good at the drums that it's intimidating to even ask you. In fact, I think the last time I tried to start a band with you, you threw a glass of wine in my face.
I would never waste
and told
wine.
me to get good. So that's right. Sorry, it's confusing you with someone else.
Yeah,
Good Sonic.
I don't know what that's. Yeah. No, I can't play the drums. I saw a joke
Sonic?
a while ago and I waited for it and I took it and it was bad.
All right.
But that is, I mean, listening to those collaborators is a who's who of people I love, and some new names that I'm not familiar with, but, you know, they clearly delivered in their names I want to get to know a little better.
Yeah.
And, I mean, looking at that album, looking at that art, that's so good. I want to make an album, if only I can, just so I could find someone to do album art. That'll be like half the battle. Like, once I get the album art, maybe I won't even do the album. Like, what's the point after that? But that's some cool art.
Thank you. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, he really delivered, like always.
Yeah, if Patricio has done anything that wasn't incredible, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
Doesn't seem like a thing. I'm feeling pretty comfy cozy. How you guys doing?
I'm feeling
Cozy
solid.
comfy.
Yeah. I think we can move into the first of two listening blocks for the Toho farming tracks that we have done so far. Because there will be more, but these are just the tunes that are in early access.
These are the ones you can hear today or over the course of a few days, given the seasons in the game.
Yes.
But you can pick it up now on Steam.
So what kind of game is Toho farming?
It's a farming game based on Toho. So if you're not familiar with Toho, I'm not sure what we're laughing at, but
I think it was just what kind of game is Toho farming? It's a farming Toho game.
So Toho has been around for a long time. Toho's been around for, I think, 30-something years now, and it's a series of top-down bullet hell shoot-'em-ups that are all made by one man, Junya Ota, better known as Zune. The original Toho game released in August of 1997, so we're coming up on 30 years of Toho already, which is wild. The most recent release was called Fossilized Wonders, and that came out less than a month ago. So the way that Zune treats Toho is almost like an open source kind of property as where it's like, as long as you kind of exist within the outlines and the guidelines that he lays out for derivative works, you can kind of do whatever you want with it. So there's a million Toho fan games that have been made. There's a bunch that are on Steam. I will go ahead and drop the Steam link to Minoriko's Homestead Harvest in chat. But yeah, so it's essentially like a Stardew Valley, Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons, whatever you want to call them, style of game that features and is based on like the Toho lore and Toho characters. So yeah, it's a farming sim. There's fishing. There's a great mining mini game. There's an adventure mode where you can kind of still do the Danmaku, the bullet hell kind of shooter. That's optional though if you're not good at that stuff.
It's very fun though. I definitely recommend
it is
giving it a shot.
very fun. But yeah, we had the opportunity. I was recommended to the developer from another friend of mine from the Toho community, because I've been very into Toho for like 15, 16 plus years now. And so I have a lot of friends in the Toho fandom, and one of them, you know, recommended us to the dev, and so we got the gig. So the gig was very much taking Zune's like original crazy proggy mixed meter, lots of key changes kind of tunes that are featured, and turning them into cozy songs to farm to, which was kind of a challenge, but it's a lot of fun. Very happy with the work that we've done so far. Man, it is surreal to like load up a real game that people pay money for and see like our name and hear our stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously when people play a bullet hell game, they always think, how can I use this to farm?
Yeah, exactly. But I think we'll talk more about like our approach to this and whatnot on the next talk break. I feel like we can probably just move into it. But before we do, I'm concerned greatly about the status of your shirt, as it appears to have generated more fabric.
Hey, your cup's getting longer and your shirt's getting longer too. What's going on?
It's threadless magic. If you buy a threadless shirt, it will generate more fabric as you wear it.
So that
and it will also change the design. None of that's true.
It would just be easier if they just made a long sleeve shirt instead of a self-altering shirt.
Cover my ass.
So we're gonna pretend that's what you did.
Well, no, like this is the comfiest shirt. I fucking love this shirt. It's the last costume change of the night. But if you get a threadless shirt, get a long sleeve. It's just so comfy, cozy, and it holds up in the wash, and it makes you feel as good all day long as though you were listening to the Toho farming album OST from Buyscore and or Out in Front from Buyscore. And this has been and will continue to be an album release party from Duels. Keep it right here, because these are the alts. Alts. Salt. Oh man, I like salt is such a great thing, isn't it? I'm just gonna talk about salt. I'm gonna fade it out, but I'm gonna keep talking about salt. All right. That was the first.
We're back.
That was the first half of the Toho Farming OST. This is Dwelling of Duels. We're with Byscore.
Should be worth noting that there were two other musicians involved in the music making process for Minariko's Homestead Harvest. The other two are TV, who incidentally enough was featured as like a pick of the month by Naup on Mega Mixtape like last month. TV is, I think, pretty involved over at like Scarlet Moon and whatnot. So TV did a lot of the adventure mode music. So basically all of like the battle music and the boss music when you're in adventure mode. And then Axel Helston did the other, so all of the seasonal themes have two themes that alternate. Axel did the other seasonal themes and then has also been doing some of the other kind of like around town themes. So he did the bar theme, he did the why am I blanking? The mining minigame theme. Couple others as well. We have done, I think, the most individual tracks so far because once we kind of get going on stuff, we're a well-oiled machine.
We have a whole workflow for this game. Like, we know what we need to do to get the tracks accomplished.
Yeah, TV's great, Axel's great. It's been just a really fun time to work with alongside them, and then the developer Studio Hexai as well, just to get this done. So yeah, that was 5 tracks. We're gonna get into 5 more, but yeah, there was a discussion in chat in so much that all of these songs are not our original work. These are all. I think it's funny how like I can hear Friday coming up to bother you after he spent 5 minutes.
You're getting the fucking
here.
Dolby Atmos in the house here. This cat.
But yeah, so the title theme is an arrangement of Minariko's actual theme from Mountain of Faith, which is called Because Princess Inada is Scolding Me. That theme had a couple iterations before we actually got to the final version.
I do want to put out the original fast version. I kept that one as a B-side.
It wasn't like fast. It was faster than what we landed on, but there was a lot of like...
It's Toho slow still.
Yeah. All of this stuff started as like very fast, like 170 to 200 BPM kind of like very busy, lots of ARPs and harmonies and crazy runs and whatnot music, and so much of what we had to do was just like slow everything the fuck down and simplify the originals for the sake of making them like cozy and palatable for a farming game. But yeah, so the title theme is Minariko's theme from Mountain of Faith. Faith is Suwako's theme from Mountain of Faith. Suwako is she's a goddess basically of the mountain, and she is kind of the co-mayor in Homestead Harvest. So she gives you work to do. She gives you a seasonal goal. And so every time she has like a conversation with you, she has her own theme play. We'll have some of the other conversational themes in the other listening block. And then we also had Spring and Summer. Spring is an arrangement of The Perpetual Snow of Komakusa Blossoms from Unconnected Marketeers, which is probably the most recent Toho game that I've really played a lot of. And then Summer is an arrangement of Shanghai Tea House Chinese Tea from The Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, which is a game that turns 20 years old next year, which makes me want to throw up. But yeah, all of these are arrangements of Zune tracks, because fortunately, all of the Toho soundtracks are on Spotify, therefore they can all be licensed. And yeah, yes, Toho music, very good. And so
thank you now.
Yeah, thank you very much. But yeah, like, it was interesting to not just adapt these Zune originals for a very different setting, but to really have like some back and forth with the developer as far as like his vision for these different aspects of the game. Like, Title Theme had a lot of back and forth. Kappa Workshop also had a lot of back and forth.
Yeah. I knew that with Kappa Workshop. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was just I had my audio like dipped out for a quick second.
No, you're good.
So I didn't want to step on your toes.
No, go for it.
I'll say this much: like Carrie did all the arranging on all these songs, and you know, one thing that runs true between Bi-Score and also Mike. I didn't acknowledge you. I'm really glad you're still here because we'd be kind of shit out of luck if you weren't. So thank you. Great T-shirt, by the way, and mug. In administration here. Carrie is an incredible arranger and is really good at, like, especially with her deep knowledge of Toho, like, it's way more than I have. Like, I feel like I really have to prove myself with this project. Like, it's the first game of this size I've gotten to do, and I'm familiar with a good chunk of the music from hearing covers, from hearing stuff online, but, like, I haven't gone off the deep end in terms of these games. So, like, for me, it's a thing of, like, having to approach it and respect the material, but also I think my ears are a little more fresh, and I've played a lot of fucking farming games, so I'm able to not, I guess, have kind of such a close connection to where I can take some chances. But it is like, when she gives you an arrangement, you kind of know where it's going to end up, and Kappa Workshop is one where I knew given the sound choices that we had, or that we were trying to stick to here, I knew that I wanted to have basically the percussion just be the sounds of being in a workshop or in a place where a crafting table would be.
Yeah.
Because that's what a fucking fun JRPG would have done in the PS1 era, or a Saturn game or something. So I felt like that was one I'm particularly proud of, as goofy as it is, just because it was pretty involved for a very short loop.
Yeah, I think the loop is only like 40 seconds or something like that, if that. And yeah, Kappa Workshop, that's an arrangement of Nitori's theme from Mountain of Faith. She's a Kappa, so it's the Kappa Workshop. So the original theme is called Candid Friend. It's also the only tune that we've done so far that isn't in 4/4. It's in 3/4, which kind of gives it a fun feel comparatively. But yeah, it's like I knew that I wanted all of these, like, you know, hammer and anvil kind of noises, and I wanted them panned around in a way that really made you feel like you were in a workshop. Because in the context of the game, the Kappa Workshop is where you go to buy, like, heavy farm equipment, basically. So it's where you buy certain types of tools, and it's how you get a generator put on your farm so that you can set up like a sprinkler system for your crops and all this other stuff. So there's other workers within the Kappa Workshop beyond Nitori. So it was just like, it made sense to me. And I just remember sending the dev the demo, and he was like not really sure about it at first. And so it was like I was trying to change these patches to be, you know, I wanted it very percussion heavy, which is what it ended up being. The only live instrument on that tune was my bass. But I eventually just kind of had to be like, trust me, bro, we got this.
Yeah, I remember telling him in the messages too, like, hey, I have an idea. And he's like, I don't know, because I mentioned wanting to do panning. Yeah. And at first was kind of shot down. Like, no, that sounds a little advanced. And it's like, no, but I then just did it anyways, knowing that once they listened to it, it was... Yeah. We both kind of had the, oh, fuck yeah moment. And that usually, 9 times out of 10 means that the rest of the team is going to be on board.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're not, and you have to be amenable, but...
Yeah. But fortunately, once we sent him kind of like a near final version of that, he was just like, oh no, this rips. So it was like, cool, we're good. And then in the next listening block, I want to say it was like Fall had a lot of back and forth on the original arrangement.
Yes.
And a lot of that was because, like, I didn't know what the fall season was going to be like in the game. In the game, you actually get, like, a huge buff to, like, your energy and some other things. So I had originally done an arrangement of the track, which is Wind God Girl from Toho 9. And it was slower than it ended up being in the final version because of the fact that, like, I was trying to base the vibe more on, like, Stardew Valley's 3 fall tracks, which are, like, chill, a lot of, like, wind noises. It's like, oh, the leaves are changing and there's a chill in the air, the kind of melancholy kind of vibe. And then what it turned into was like, it's harvest time. It's time to start some trouble and create some mischief. Time to go to work. So fall ended up being like kind of a busier theme than I originally intended. But once I kind of got more of the creative direction from the dev, it just made a lot of sense. And then the friendly conversation was a lot of back and forth as well. So yeah, this next block you'll hear fall, winter, and then the 3 conversational themes that we have done so far. So we have a friendly conversation, a stupid conversation, and a suspicious conversation.
That sounds like most of the conversations I have.
The 3 genders of conversation.
Yeah.
So
well, I think we can get right back into it.
That's what we do here. We get into things. This continues to be a very Dwelly Doolies night with the cast of By Score. And I think this is our last rock block.
Mm-hmm.
So keep it wherever you are. Because this is Toho farming. Arming. right.
Welcome back.
Cotter.
Yeah.
Hey, you got... See, this is why you're in charge around here, Mike D. Thanks for hosting us, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for being hosted.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's all the music we got.
I mean,
that was a lot of music.
That was a healthy amount of music.
Y'all like 25 tracks?
It's been a good night. It had a nice flow. The 5-track blocks work, and for the Out in Front album, like 5 tracks was like a healthy amount. For the OST, they were shorter tracks. It was a good like alt vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
I've always wanted to do an OST where the track fades out on the third loop. Like, ever since I got my Nintendo Power Mario and Mario Kart 64 compact discs, I've been like, one day, man. Fucking one day.
Living the goddamn dream.
So, yeah, we somehow managed to do a game soundtrack on top of a 15/19 track album.
Oh, good point, now. I just caught that.
Yeah, this is the DODLP crew.
Fucking word up. That's sick.
We did it. And we'll do it again. So the tracks that were arranged in this last block, so Fall was Wind God Girl from Phantasmagoria of Flower View. Probably my favorite track that we've done so far. Just because
it's really good.
Just because Aya's like my favorite character and that's her kind of main theme. Winter was Paradise Deep Mountain from Perfect Cherry Blossom. The Friendly Conversation is called The Road of the Misfortune God from Mountain of Faith. We made a song called Misfortune God, pretty friendly. The Stupid Conversation is Beloved Tomboyish Girl from The Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, and that's basically us kind of doing a wink wink nod nod to the fact that that's Cherno's theme, and Cherno has long been kind of accepted, promoted by the Toho community as a dunce. There's many fan works about how Cherno's just like a stupid little idiot. So when we were told we need a stupid conversation theme, it was like, oh no, Beloved Tomboyish Girl, that has to kind of be it. And Ian did a great job with the percussion, with the cuicas on that. And as I said, very deliberately trying to emulate the erratic conversation theme from Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne with the general vibe and instrumentation. And then the Suspicious Conversation theme is the doll maker of Bucuresti from Perfect Cherry Blossom, which I believe is one of Alice's themes from that game. We do have a couple other in the works. We've got a version of Necrophantasia, which is Yukari's theme. I've somehow managed to turn that into a light festive jazz piece to function as a festival theme once festivals get implemented. We've got one more conversation theme that's also arranged as well. So still more in the works. We've got more shop themes to work on as well. Plenty of work to do, but please pick up the game. Again, it is only $12. It is in early access. Currently, essentially all of the gameplay elements are there. So your farming is in there, your fishing minigame is in there, the mining minigame is in there. Like a lot of the farm upgrades can be done. All the adventure mode, that's all in there. But a lot of the story content is not yet implemented. So that's still being written. That'll be in the full version of the game, which the plan, I think, is within the next 6 to 8 months to hit 1.0.
Yeah.
But there will be larger updates as well as several small like bug fixes as they are found.
He's working really hard on this, and honestly, he's one developer, surrounded by musicians who are in a frenzy to do these tunes, and everything so far, as far as a good core game experience, it's all there, and it has one of my favorite, like, yes, I'm biased, we worked on the game, but like the fishing in this game, I put a lot of weight on a game depending on how its fishing minigame plays out. And it's a treat for me to go and watch people do streams of this because they either love it or hate it because they don't know what it's going to end up being a lot of times.
Yeah.
But if you love Link's Awakening's fishing, you're going to love the fishing in Toho farming.
Yeah, the Toho farming fishing, the dev actually said was deliberately based on the mechanics of the Link's Awakening fishing game. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I consider myself a connoisseur of farming sims. As well as a well-versed Toho fan, and it's a very good blend of things. So please pick it up. We don't get any royalties from like game sales, but like please support
it's all for the love of the game, quite literally.
Can I do a bit?
Yeah.
So this might be a breaking news story. Ian Cal just said that he judges games by the fishing quality. Ian, if that's true, why did you cover a golf game in May 2020's DoD Golf vs. Fishing?
You gotta keep people guessing, dude. You gotta keep people guessing. If I did Legend of the River King or some Sega Bass Fishing, they would have said that's Ian Cowell immediately. They wouldn't have because it was like one of my first entries, and no one really knew me.
I like to think that this is a guy.
I'm gonna be because here's the deal. I'm a connoisseur. Here's my real answer. I'm a connoisseur of fishing games in games, but for music, motherfucker, it's golf every day of the week. It's always gonna be golf, and I don't care who that upsets or if that causes chasms in my friendships. Wouldn't be the first time. But golf music is better than fishing music. Fishing gameplay, it's pretty damn fun. Golf games, they have to be Hot Shots or Mario. Fishing wins in that regard.
Story.
You heard it
or Golf Story,
folks.
Or Golf Story.
Yeah.
Or
Ian
Meta
Cowell is a liar when it comes to golf and fishing.
Got his ass.
I am too afraid.
I got nothing to say to that. I plead the fifth.
I'm afraid to ask what your opinion on bowling is.
Oh, brother, I think it's got great music. I think it's got great gameplay, both in video games and in real life.
I would rather play an actual real life round of bowling than video game bowling.
Look, if you drink, you can drink at a bowling alley. You know,
I mean, you could get drunk on a golf course too, but
But it's more. I think it's like. People of different socioeconomic backgrounds are allowed to get drunk at a bowling alley, and you're gonna get the same fucking boring rich people at a golf club.
No, that's true. Yeah.
You know, and I say that as someone not allowed in one. So, bowling, I'm good at it. I enjoy it. It's got good music. But golf as a concept is cool.
Ian Cowell is good at bowling.
Oh, Riley?
Good at bowling. Ian Cowell. How good at bowling? What's your game? What's your best game?
My best one is none of your business. Don't worry about it. It's not 300, but it's more than 200.
Okay,
I don't remember what my best game is. Here's the thing. I took a bowling class. Here's the thing. I took a bowling class as an elective in undergrad when I had to do PE units for my general ed section. So I took bowling. And I got pretty fucking good at bowling because I was in it like 2 to 3 days a week. With the campus's one of the assistant football coaches ran bowling, which meant they didn't run it. He was just like, yeah, I don't care, drink beers, get high, and go bowling. Like I'm gonna work on plays for the big game. And so it was like a couple blocks from campus, and I got really into it for a semester.
Yeah. No, the fact that you said over 200, You kind of took the wind out of my sails of the whole I'm going to call you out for being a good bowler. Over 200 is a good fucking game.
Once or twice. It's so fucking hard. I am not consistent anymore. I hardly get to bowl. But when you get a semester of free bowling,
Yeah,
I mean, we could go tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow?
That's the thing. We're going to go to Hot Pot tomorrow. There's bowling next to Hot Pot. There we go.
Gotta do it. Yeah,
Follow us on Blue Sky for updates on that.
It was the summer between high school and college that I think I discovered that if you went to the bowling alley in the morning, it was dirt cheap. and that was like shortly after I fell in love with The Big Lebowski. So I was there often enough, and I was like, I had my own bowling shoes. I rolled a 204 was my best. That was the only time I broke in 200.
Damn, that's still hella solid though. That's the thing. It's God damn it! I want to bowl right now, now, and I can't.
The night is young.
It's like 7:30 where you are. If I wanted to bowl right now,
Jesus, it's 7:30. Fall is coming soon.
If I went to bowl somewhere right now, like I'm gonna end up on a local news station.
Bowl score.
That's like, you know.
I don't know, man. There's like late night bowling. I remember going to a bowling alley and staying until like 1 in the morning.
Oh yeah. See, I would go because also I was really into DDR for a while.
I don't live in a city.
True. That's true.
Technically, we don't either. We're just next to a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I live like the best place to get like food and booze is closed at 7.
And shanties. 7 o'clock. Jesus Christ!
Well, I mean, it's like it's a country market, you know.
Okay.
So we have stuff, but like it's not close. Obviously, this has been an album release party for Buy Scores Out in Front, where we talk about bowling and how late things are open.
We're lucky out here. We went to we went to the Stardew Symphony the other night. Funny enough. And then we could just go get boba at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
but there's also because it's UC Berkeley, so.
Yeah, and it was popping. It was like a Tuesday night. Like, the amount of people out wagging their finger on a fucking Tuesday in Berkeley blows my mind. I am 30 or 40 years old, and I do not have the energy for that shit. Like.
It was nice though. We went home.
30 or 40 years old. I'm older than 20, but younger than 60. I don't have time for this.
You do look a cool 23, Mike.
At 23, I was already telling people, like, I'm not going to stay out that late.
I think by the time I was like...
I had a very active 20 through 22. So at 23,
I had a very active undergrad period, and then by the time I hit grad school, I was like, I think I'm done going out.
I remember being able to like take 16 units, work almost full time, and also drink like nightly with people, and be in a band or two.
Yeah,
how do we
I
do
remember
it?
like I think I was like 23.
The avarice of youth.
The last time I like really went out drinking, it was for my ex-husband's like birthday, and I drank like a whole 40 and then like got into a fight with one of his friends where I ended up with like broken glass in my hand. So I don't really go out.
that was never my I
wouldn't say that's usually my MO, but like...
No, it's most times we get Korean barbecue.
Yeah, most of the time we just go to Korean barbecue and I get a little tipsy and then Ian drives me home. Like...
That's a fun one. You know, little DOD lore here is nothing better than seeing Lacey and Carrie destroy a pitcher of soju, and I'm just knocking back Diet Coke. Lacey Johnson, you've heard it here, can eat more brisket than anyone I've ever met. Play the guitar like that, it's insane.
The amount of soju and brisket that Lacey and I were able to consume.
Purely what they're made up of, these two women. And then recited the entire poke rap while I drove Carrie's car back home on Highway 4.
Yeah, it was the only thing keeping us grounded on this mortal plane was the poke rap.
Didn't miss a single syllable.
I fucking forgot. I'm one of the people on one of the boards that I'm on was friends with the guy who did the poke. Like, he was 1 degree removed from the poke rap guy.
Damn.
That's wild.
It was so, because we just had a board retreat last month and we were doing like the introduce yourself, and I mentioned like I'm really into video game music, and so this guy, he's older, he's a little awkward, but he was telling me, I forget, like it was his friend or his cousin's friend. It was close enough that there was a connection, but he's like, this guy that I know did the poker rap, and he could do all the Pokemon, and he would say all their names. Like, this is a great guy, but I can't emphasize this enough. When you
know every Pokemon
when you are on a nonprofit board and you are under 50, like, that's odd.
And there's 150 and more to see? That's crazy.
150 or more to see. To be a Pokemon master
to
is
be a
my
non-profit
destiny.
chair is my destiny.
I backed out. I was invited to be a chair for a committee, and I told them no. I'm not going to be the finance chair.
Oh yeah, did we put an album out?
Yeah.
Presumably. That's what they tell us.
Sick.
So,
Mike, what do I get us for dinner, dude? We're already just fucking around. So
Yeah.
Now it's just like a regular, like, White Dudes podcast.
yeah, Mike, tell us what we should have for dinner tonight.
I've been in 25 songs trying to figure this shit out, brother. Like, it's been a wild ride.
Do you have anything in the fridge, like leftovers?
Boo!
Not really.
Okay, so you have to
No,
make
we-
a choice that you're
killed-
either making something or you're going out to eat
We're not
somewhere.
making anything.
Yeah, we're not
Okay.
making shit.
We're
We
making-
cooked 2 other meals today.
Okay, so here's the thing. You can either go out to get the food, or you could stay in and have the food delivered to you.
So, yeah,
How hungry are you? Like, what's the ETA on when you need to have
my
food?
honest answer is if someone put a Brazilian steakhouse in front of me, I'd fuck shit up. But that's not really, like, logical if we're gonna go get hot pot.
Well, how close
Yeah.
is the nearest Brazilian steakhouse? This is the next question.
Emeryville?
Go to the where's the Brazilian steakhouse?
Yeah.
Oh, Emeryville. Yes.
Is it close enough? Is that a thing you can
it
just
is
decide
close
to
enough,
do right
but
now?
But yeah, we could. But the thing is, it's just so much money.
Yeah,
It's so
but
much money,
okay. Spoiler alert. Do you have anything to celebrate, like an album release?
Oh, we already celebrated that. That's been celebrated like a while back.
Yeah, but did
we
you
already
celebrate
took care of that.
this listening party out for the album?
Oh
release?
no, this definitely feels like a Taco Bell kind of experience.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
that's
I was
definitely
aiming
in the-
for. I was aiming to give
Yeah.
everyone a Taco Bell experience as the host. I'm certainly not affronted that I'm not Brazilian steakhouse worthy. That
I
I'm
mean-
taco. Oh, maybe.
I'll just say
looking
this
through-
one on air. My boss had to take his sister-in-law to Brazilian Steakhouse yesterday because she helped him with legal paperwork, and he was so upset about it.
You could at least throw me a bone and say that this event that was curated.
Yeah.
That was very polished. Certainly didn't have a foobar fuck up at the beginning.
It's a Brazilian steakhouse experience. You gave it to me, Mike. I want you to know that. Like, this is definitely
yeah. Okay.
whatever.
But-
they got the little ascot and the hat, and they got the fucking chimichurri on a stick, like the whole 9 yards.
If this okay,
You got me looking at the Fogo menu right now.
Yeah, look, I know she's doing it. Look at the way her eyes are going up and down right now.
if this is not
Go
like
whatever.
if this is a Taco Bell night, can it at least be a Taco Bell KFC combination night?
Ooh, they don't have any of those near us anymore.
No,
unfortunately.
they don't.
Yeah,
but
can't do that.
here's the thing:
country.
there is a KFC
They're near each other.
near a Taco Bell.
They're literally across the road, like on Appian
kind of-
Drive. Our
what
local
kind of
food
road?
Street. It's a drive technically. Appian.
It's like
Oh no,
eight
no!
minutes.
It's Fitzgerald Drive. It's very close by. Here's the thing: what you do first is go to the. Well, you probably want to go to the Taco Bell first.
Here's the thing: if I'm going out there for food right now, if I'm going to Pinole, I would rather go to Sizzler.
Yeah, that's true. But what do they got on their salad bar right now?
I mean, that's true. It is already 7:30. I don't know if I trust this Sizzler salad bar at 7:30.
Yeah, it's like, look.
You take your life into your hands with this shit.
God, this is intense. This is really. Is this what it's like in the Senate? Is this why things are bad?
I think it's
They're
more
just like, you
long-winded.
gotta tell us, steak or chicken. I don't fucking know. Get rid of health insurance.
Wait, do you want me to get Master of the Senate by Robert Caro and just start reading?
Brian, you're right. By the way, it probably does. There's so much choice over there. It's got a lot.
Yeah, Pinole has a lot.
We're very blessed with what Pinole has. We're not even, that's just Fitzgerald Drive. We're not even talking about what's on Appian. We're not talking about what's on San Pablo Ave. What's on Pinole Valley Road. You know, it's a lot of the good stuff is unfortunately next to the Trader Joe's.
I visited my
that's the
friend,
thing.
my friend Peter, when he was in college at BU, and over by Fenway Park, they had what
BU.
I like to call the Miracle Mile, which was like a Domino's and a Burger King and like a McDonald's and like something else was just like right next to each other. And I remember there was a night where I was like, I'm getting something from every one of them. And like I did. I don't remember what happened.
Are you familiar with the concept of a Ricky Bobby dinner?
I'm assuming this has to do with Talladega Nights.
Absolutely
yes.
Does, yes.
So you're familiar with the dinner scene in Talladega Nights, where it's just a bunch of different like fast foods and takeout places, right? You've got Popeyes, you've got Taco Bell, you've got like Domino's Pizza. There's a bunch of shit. And so the best thing that my ex-husband's family introduced was the concept of a Ricky Bobby dinner, which was rather than like having one person cook everything on like a Christmas Eve, everybody who comes just has to like bring a different fast food item to share. And it's glorious. It's incredible. So I believe more people should have a Ricky Bobby Thanksgiving.
So
Personally, so good.
As a New Jersey native, like where the mall is like your secondary habitat.
Yeah.
Like the food, food court style eating is just, that's second nature.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just go to the food court and there's something for everyone.
Yeah, we got a pretty good local food court here too at our mall. My son threw up there once.
Nice. What kind of throw up was it?
Yeah, I do.
It was just kind of like the kind that most kids that age do, where they don't tell you it's going to happen. Well, they do one of two ways. Parents in the chat, you can agree to this. It's either, I'm gonna throw up, and then that happens or it doesn't. Or it's just they're looking down and you go, you okay, bud? And he just goes, bleh. And the table was just covered in food. It's like, oh, sick, thanks. No warning. He's really good at that. I love him very much.
That's classic.
It's just like it's like if I didn't look at him, it wouldn't have happened. If a tree falls and no one's around, etc. Like numerous times I look at him and go, "Hey man, how's it going?" I think I'm sick. It's like how? I just thought about you. I'm like, I love him so much. I look at him, he's just throwing up.
Do you think he's throwing up right now because you're talking about it?
Probably, but that's someone else's issue at the moment.
Takes all kinds.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, check out Toho Farming, Minarico's Homestead Harvest. It doesn't have vomiting.
It doesn't have vomit in it.
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll
That's in the
petition
DLC.
the developer.
Saving that for 1.1.
Yeah. Yeah, on that note, Mike, thank you for having us.
Thank you
Chat,
so much.
Thanks
Thank you
for
for
being
coming.
here. This has been a fun night.
A delight and a pleasure. Out in front. To a quick the DoD plug. We have the deadline coming up on Thursday. So you have Fresh month. Deadline is Thursday, the 25th.
5 days.
8 p.m. Eastern, which is right now where I am. It's 10:40 p.m. So use math to figure out when that is on Thursday. Listening party next Friday.
Yep.
And next month is month, which is going to be really good. I'm very excited about that. The banner art, I've seen the
it was made by somebody.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's getting made by somebody.
Not by AI, made by a human.
Never by AI.
Once by AI, but we're going to redo that one.
Oh.
We're going to do a crowdsourced redo of the licensed Games Month from November 2022.
That was AI? Oh, wow.
I don't recall that. And
on that
my
note,
world is shattered.
This has been and will be Dwelling of Duels. I'm still Evil Sonic. I've been joined by Carrie and Ian, also known as Ian and Carrie, also known as Biscore.
Also known as Biscore.
Biscore. There's a cannoli upstairs. There's a cannoli in the fridge. I might go get it.
Dude, go get that fucking cannoli.
I already had one tonight. This one's...
Have one in honor of Chuck and Kev.
I also have some, like, pasta with sausage, you know.
Ooh.
All right. Well, we gotta actually eat.
Yeah,
so.
You go eat whatever. I'm gonna have my copious leftovers and cannoli and whatever the fuck else I've
Hell
got
yeah.
up there. Thank you
Could be
so much
still
for joining us. This has been
So long, everybody.
DoD Presents By Score. Good night,
Good night.
and slide right.
Auf Wiedersehen. If you write reviews, it's weighted more heavily.
That's true.